Hello everybody, welcome back to Project Not So Slow.
In this video, we take my friend's S124 that he's been dreaming for a long time to put a big turbo on it, and from factory it had 140 horsepower, but after we were done with it, it had close to 400, around 400 horsepower with the HX35 and Daniel's old intercooler setup that he had on his 603 before he had a 606. Before we actually got there, my friend has already installed a Deepak 7.7 millimeter pump, and now we pretty much just have the turbo and the intercooler and exhaust left. So let's get to it. Take off the old turbo. So we got a Kangaroo manifold. Put the Kangaroo manifold on, HX35, and the plumbing kit from Daniel's SDL. We're going to try to fit it in here, drill whatever holes we need for the intercooler piping. Well, Daniel showed up now, so things are about to start getting moving. I removed the old turbo and exhaust manifold, not from down here obviously. We're just trying to fit the intercooler. This is actually Daniel's intercooler that he had on his SDL, and this one was mine that I had on my SDL like 12, 13 years ago. Surprisingly, I told him to go find an intercooler off an Audi, and he did, but I guess the intercooler he got was actually larger, which was nice because it fits on a 126 in this area, but I don't know how it's going to be on a 124. We'll try to make it work. Here's the old turbo stuff. So Kangaroo manifold's going to go on with the HX35. It's my old HX35. Painted it white because this turbo hasn't ran in like over 10 years for sure. So. It's all worth it in the end, Daniel. It's still worth it. Let's go, dude. It's okay, you know. 10 minute per nut. Ooh, a little churn. Dude, every churn is so promising. It gets closer and closer to going fast. Yes, the manifold is bolted down, torqued to Daniel's spec, and yeah, Daniel, put on the turbo.
Now we have 1985 Borg Warner. Sorry, not Borg Warner. Wish it was. Anyway, Holset.
You said 1985.
95, 98, 85.
It's a HX35. It's probably from like a 90, 96, 97 Ram. 3500. Dually. Just kidding. I don't know. I'm trying to like, you know, pump up the numbers, you know. Yeah, it's from hauling cows to hauling
ass.
Yeah. Sweet, I like how that looks. I already forgot how large the inlet housing on the whole sets are compared to the Borg Warner. The Borg Warner is like such a smaller turbo.
But the Borg Warner wheel, as you can see here,
yeah,
is much bigger than the whole set.
Yeah, the Borg Warner definitely does a lot more work than this. This thing's huge, though. It looks cool, you know. You open the hood, it was like, damn. Looking back, this used to be my old intercooler charge piping, and this was the part that goes into the intake manifold. I cut off the OEM one and sandwiched these, glued it down with RTV. I mean, it hold like over 30 psi, actually, well, closer to 40 psi on the HX35. But because I thought aluminum was the only thing you can use for charge piping, and then I was watching Cummins guys, and they're using steel and stuff. So for Daniels, we used a piece of exhaust from what, the 140?
From 140, yeah.
Yeah, from a 300 SD, and we made our own. It's a nice solid piece all the way down here, so never had issues of boost coupler is exploding, and this is also exhaust piping, the rest of it. So it turned out really nice. So
okay, I
what are we
think
working with?
turbo down through here, and then
Underneath,
intercooler.
that's very
Or
low.
right here.
It has to be up there.
Intercooler. Okay.
Well, see, the thing about the intercooler, it goes up. The piping on the intercooler goes up. So
Let's see. Yes. Oh, you gotta take this off. Well, your intercooler is smaller than mine,
yeah,
so we'll take these
that's
off.
the lowest it can go.
If we
Well,
just
don't
put-
take that off. If you take that off, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna do anything next.
One more. Look at it. This is a good height.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Coolant duty.
Actually, I have an idea. What if we mount it like this? We just cut this whole piece out and just pop it in there like this.
All the way up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's possible.
And then you do your little headlight scoop right into it.
That would work. That would work. And then what are we gonna do with the fat hole?
The intercooler will be there.
Yeah.
Fill in the fat hole.
I mean, let's do it. Let's drop it down.
I'll just see if
Oh.
Dennis is okay with that.
Yeah. I mean, this is support right here for the bumper.
Well, it's gonna support.
I mean, see how funny it is.
You just tell him not to crash, and it'll be good.
Just don't tell him that it's support. Who needs support structure?
Yeah, intercooler is more important.
Yeah. We currently have the turbo on, the drain and oil feed on.
You'll turn around a little bit.
Okay, never mind.
What are you doing there?
Stay in your cats. We now have the hole cut out for the intercooler. Oh,
Not enough.
I don't know. We gotta cut
Unless
further.
you wanna, yeah, we can cut. Well, the bumper mount is there. What
Or
is
use
this?
the smaller
Iron's
one?
gonna be there.
It's Washington. It doesn't get 100 degrees over here.
Oh, most of the time, yeah. So is
Dude,
down Delio.
we cut it too big.
No, you want the flow
Okay.
to go.
Looks good.
That's perfect. What's that? So this intercooler feels very.
Tire won't touch? Tire shouldn't touch. Down there. So then,
Yeah,
Pipe.
we just have to angle that
Twist
one
this
up. Angle. We can do that one up, and this one to this one. Did you clean this pipe? Did you get it ready?
yeah, it's hanging right there. This is my 603 original setup. Obviously, it wasn't dented like this. I had a nicer oil feed system setup. This is bulky part. It was much low profile. So I made this piece for it. Dennis welded it up for me. Fits nicely. Mounts to
Yeah, this intercooler
bolts
is
in
so
there.
much larger.
fits perfectly straight to there.
That's nice. It sticks out far below the bumper, so you don't.
Barely. It sticks out like an inch past the bumper.
Did you want to do
Turbo
the
installed, intercooler piping going down into there. Scoop installed for max airflow. You can kind of see the turbo right there.
This doesn't have to go fast.
The hood? No, it doesn't. Anyway, intercooler in there.
I need a non-dead battery.
Yeah, that was on dead on the phone.
Non-dead.
Beautiful. 3 times the non-dead. Oh, what the? Somebody already squirted on there.
Huh?
I got excited.
Boom. That's perfect. Nice scoop.
The fact that when it's
Daniel
like all the
3D
way down,
printed.
it bumps.
Priming the turbo.
Dude, smoke at the barn. Whoa. That's pretty dope. What happy owner. Yeah, buddy. Shredding.
So the first burnout was a great success. The second one, on the other hand, went well for the first, I don't know, like 2, 3, about 4 seconds. And then in the middle of the burnout, the transmission gave out. And basically, the only thing that was spinning was the inside of the transmission grinding apart the clutches. So what our friend did was, later on, he took out the 7223, the stock transmission, put a different one in,
Yeah, just another one.
and then put a shift correction package in, and then he went for a test drive.
Scary. Dang. It's kind of hard. Those wheels are like wonky. So. It definitely pulls though. I mean, once it gets on boost, it just, dang, it just rips.
And so, blew a head gasket. Well, I don't know if that cylinder head has ever been removed off of that engine. It has like over 200,000 or so, I think.
Something like that.
Anyways, it's what is it? Almost 40 years old. It's gonna be yeah, it's like almost 40 years old next year. So not too stressed about the cylinder head gasket blowing up. We've been through a bunch of those. So my friend Dennis, he decided he's going to try out the 606 MLS head gasket. So we'll actually see how that works out. But otherwise, that S124 now is an awesome ripper, and he's definitely going to enjoy it.
Thank you guys for watching. God bless you guys. God bless America. You guys have a great night.